Atma Namaste, dear listeners. Welcome to the Soul Crafting with Tanushri, Crafting Your Inner Awareness show. I'm your friend, host, and energy transformation and mindfulness coach, Tanushri Nair. I'm also an author and an energy worker. I am also a certified life coach, certified ICF approved leadership and executive coach. I'm thrilled to bring out the first episode of this podcast series. As the old wise saying goes, a journey of the 1,000 miles begins with the first step. This podcast is for all those people who are in the daily grind of life, who have forgotten to take a pause and smell the proverbial roses. For those who need a hand to learn self mastery of their thoughts, emotions, and inner self. I'm learning too and would like to share this journey with all my fellow listeners. Together, we can go miles. The most important goal of this show is to connect and realign your energies to raise self-awareness, which can help everyone to lead a conscious, fulfilled life. In this show, I'll be sharing some tips and easy to do meditations to reset and reboot your thoughts and emotions. So, what is today's podcast episode about? Today's podcast episode is a small story about me, to know me more better, to know your host better, and this is where our journey begins. I have been blessed with wonderful parents, siblings, spouse, in-laws, and two beautiful children. Life seems great now, but it hasn't been like this all the time. I had my share of falls and bruises along this way, till I started this beautiful journey with all of you. I had a nice, protected childhood, supportive friends and family. After my professional engineering studies, I entered the IT corporate world as a software developer. It was a great journey, comfortable job, good pay, and a blessed lifestyle. But I always felt a vacuum in my heart. I just couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew in the heart of hearts that something was missing. I always felt very virtual in this IT sector job. There was no sense of pride of building something tangible, like you'd see a civil or a mechanical engineer building a bridge or a machine. I didn't get that tangibility in my job. I was doing exceptionally well in my job till there were some major organizational changes. By then, I had entered motherhood and was juggling on all fronts, running to and fro between home, office, and daycare. It was like a triangle that I was always moving in. It has started taking toll on me. Leaving a shrieking child in the daycare to reach office on time, trying to focus on work, and then running back from office to pick up the child, feed him, put him to sleep. This was my routine for almost 3 years after my elder son was born. It was then in June 2011 when I finally decided to quit and take a sabbatical from my professional IT career. I'm a crafts enthusiast and love working with my hands. It always gave me an immense sense of satisfaction, and almost always it used to put me in that meditative trance while doing crochet, knitting, or pursuing any such crafty hobby. I had left everything behind while pursuing my profession. This sabbatical put me back in touch with my long lost creative self. It felt incredibly soul satisfying. I learned how to sew and started making some products out of my husband's thrown away used denims. And I hit up with an idea to start my own denim upcycling project and developed it into a Facebook page then. I got tremendous response and so much unprecedented support from even absolute strangers. Not knowing when, but this project shaped into a business venture called Karashil. Karashil in Sanskrit, it means handcraft. I was featured in various popular news dailies, blogs, media, etc. for my upcycling initiative. I was, in fact, the first one. I am proud to say that I was a pioneer in uh, working on sustainable denim upcycling. I was a solo entrepreneur with no know-how of how the business should be conducted. Though my dad was a businessman, I had no idea about handling purchases, accounts. So I was like an CEO, purchase, sales, marketing, media, housekeeping, all departments rolled into one. That was like one hell of a roller coaster ride I was in. The journey of entrepreneurship is nothing short of a monk's journey. The things that it puts you through to develop your composure, your patience, your calmness, to handle situations and customers was thoroughly enlightening. But internally, I struggled with that hollowness still. It had diminished a bit, but it was not completely gone. There was this feeling that I'm supposed to do more than what I was doing. And while I was handling solo on all fronts at business, with lots of support from my spouse who was working in a full time job himself and my toddler, I had to let go of many such opportunities to scale the business. While I tried to balance it, I was falling short of hands on the deck. And then there were some encouraging talks like, you are a mother, you should be taking care of your child now, your child needs you more. You have to pay attention to the home, you don't have to worry about the business, your husband earns enough. And it was very difficult for me to work it out, to prove it. It was also the time I became the mother the second time around and had added responsibilities. I had a feeling that there should be a better way to do these things, better way to work out my schedule and create that balance. I've been into healing practices and energy work from almost a decade plus. I got more deeper into understanding how our energies have an increasing effect, especially how our thoughts, emotions, actions makes or breaks our energies. I felt the spiritual science very intriguing. Also, I was drawn to more ancient wisdom and practices that our ancestors had been doing. I started connecting the dots in my own life. That was an intense revelation for me. I would earlier not able to continue my meditation practices as I felt it to be intimidating. But over time, I discovered the rhythm of my own soul, my mind, my body, and realized that what works for one might not necessarily work for another. That made me find different ways, and I chanced upon the understanding of masculine and feminine energies, or what you would call in tantric philosophy Shiva or Shakti energies, within each of us, irrespective whether you're a man or a woman. Instantly, I understood how in my past this energy imbalance had wreaked havoc in my life. Where I was supposed to adopt Shiva energies, I was using Shakti energies, and vice versa. No wonder I went through conflict and challenges. This was also the time around which my mentor was gently pushing me to write a book. I honestly didn't know what to write about, but I gave in, trusting my mentor. I let the universe guide me and help me write the book. Usually, if I was in my active masculine energy spot, I wouldn't believe it could happen. Here is when I tapped into my creative, receptive, empathetic, nurturing Shakti energies to guide me. I still had my doubts about who would like to read what I write. Will anyone will be interested to know the energy process? But I had to trust the universe who had already seeded this thought in my mind. And I'm so glad to say today that I turned a published author with my first book, Bring Out That Red Lipstick. How to harness the superpowers of feminine energies for success, harmony, and well-being. This transformation from a corporate employee to a social entrepreneur to an author and a certified life coach today has been immensely gratifying. I feel like I have lived a couple of lives in the same birth. The lessons that I had to learn and the process itself has enriched my whole being today. Today I feel I can share this with everyone I meet, because if I can do it, so can others too. Here, as an energy and a mindset coach, I fuse these two worlds to form a potent combination for transformation for others. It is gratifying for my soul to see women come in with challenges and walk away with discovering their own power. Sometimes we need a ear or just a soundboard, and I help facilitate exactly that. It is my mission to enable a million women to discover their own inner divine Shakti, to empower themselves and help lead a more conscious, respectful, deeper, meaningful life. Let me reiterate here that the Shakti energies are not just for women, though those are the default energies. It is equally applicable for men, and they should reconnect to it too. I'll talk more about these energies and how to identify and self heal oneself in my next episode. So, dear listeners, viewers, you can head over to my website www.tanushrinair.com to subscribe to my newsletters or connect with me on my Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube links. My book, Bring Out That Red Lipstick, is also available in all leading online stores like amazon.in, .com, .co.uk. Both Kindle and paperback versions are available as well on Kobo, Google Play too. If you read it, please do not miss posting a review on Amazon for me to see. Thank you for joining me to today's episode. Until we meet again, stay inspired. You are all loved. Peace, love, and light. Your host, Tanushree, signing off.